My father exploded with rage when I refused to sign over power of attorney so he could drain my inheritance for his failing family business. The same man who once kicked me out in the middle of the night with $20 and said I was dead to him. Then, the whole family called me a thief, a traitor, and tried to physically corner me at a barbecue, shouting that I owed them my life. One uncle even tried to grab my keys, so I just smiled, got in my car, and then I did what they'd feared for years. 4 days later, my dad's outside in his boxers, red-faced, screaming at the neighbors that I've stolen the family's future. So IDK if anyone else's dad does this thing, but mine. Every time he tries to talk about the future or what's best for the family, he taps his finger on the table, like he's counting down to something. It's not even subtle. It's always when he's about to ask for something, but lately it's been like extra. TBH, it's almost like he's checking if the table's still real, which I guess is a mood, if your whole business is fake stability and vibes anyway. I've been back at my parents' house since like end of last year. Crashed there after my lease was up and I didn't want to keep living with my ex's leftovers. Long story. Thought it'd be chill, just for a bit, maybe help get things sorted, whatever. But it's like the second I walked in, it was all about the business. My dad's obsessed with this family thing, which is honestly just a way to lose money with extra steps. I've heard sacrifice and legacy more times than I've heard my own name. I used to laugh about it W my cousin Javier. Before we stopped talking BC, he picked dad's icon side hard. So this isn't the first time my dad's pulled me aside for a serious talk, but this one hit different. I walk into the garage. He's got this pile of folders on the workbench, like he's about to lay out some true crime evidence. He doesn't even look at me, just starts talking about opportunity, responsibility, what's right. I'm half listening, half scrolling on my phone, until I catch him mention something about needing a signature for power of attorney. Literally stopped me mid-scroll, then I see the paperwork. My name everywhere, stuff about my inheritance, which TBH I barely even think about. It just sits there BC, my grandma set it up. And she always said it was mine when I was old enough. Now here's my dad trying to get me to sign it over so he can inject cash, his words, not mine, into the business. He's not even trying to hide that he wants to drain it, just straight up says it would buy us time. Us LOL. I ask him why he thinks I'd ever do that after what he pulled years ago. Quick backstory. When I was 19, we had this screaming match about school, and he literally kicked me out at like 1 in the morning. Tossed me 20 bucks, told me I was dead to him. I slept in my car. Couch surfed for weeks. He never apologized, just acted like it didn't happen when I finally started talking to mom again. So now he wants trust? Nah, he just stares at me, like I'm the one being unreasonable. I tell him I'm not signing any. I'm not even mad at first, just tired. But then he starts raising his voice, pacing, talking about how I owe the family everything, how he built this for me, like I'm just being selfish. He gets in my space, tries to block me from leaving the garage, keeps tapping the damn paperwork like that's gonna change my mind. Bro even brings up how everyone else has sacrificed, how I'm the only one not pulling my weight. Classic. I push past him. Not rough, but not apologetic. And he actually grabs my arm, like full grip. I yank it back and tell him to back off. He's red in the face, says I don't understand what's at stake. I tell him I understand perfectly, and I remember everything he's done. He slams his fist on the workbench, knocks over a mug. Coffee goes everywhere. He's yelling now, not even words, just noise. I just stand there and wait for him to run out of steam. Then he switches tactics, starts acting like he's hurt. Says he can't believe I'd do this to my own family. For a second I almost laugh, because it's so obvious what he's doing. But I just shake my head, grab my phone, and walk out. He follows me into the kitchen, still yelling. Says he'll remember this. I tell him good. I hope he does. Mom is in the hallway, pretending she can't hear anything. She's always been like that, just floats through whatever drama is happening until it goes away. She gives me this look, like she wants to say something but also doesn't want to get involved. I don't blame her, TBH, but it's annoying. I just walk past, go to my room, close the door, sit on my bed, and scroll through messages. My hand's still shaking a bit, not from fear, just pure adrenaline. I can hear my dad stomping around downstairs, slamming doors. He's always been loud when he doesn't get his way, but this was a new level. Later that night, I go downstairs for water and he's sitting in the living room, TV off, just staring at the wall. He doesn't say anything when I walk by, just glares. I don't say anything either. I go back up, put my earbuds in so I don't have to listen to whatever he's about to break next morning. Mom tries to act normal, like nothing happened. She asks if I want eggs. I say I'm good. My dad's not even in the room, which is rare, but I can hear him on the phone in the garage, voice way too loud. I can't make out the words, but I hear my name a couple times. I just sit there, scrolling through my phone, waiting for the next round. That afternoon, I get a text from my uncle, the one who only ever calls when he wants something. Just says, call me. I ignore. Then my cousin texts, asking if I'm okay. Which is weird, BC, we haven't talked since the last family fight. Everyone's acting like something huge just happened, but nobody's saying what. The vibe is off by evening. My dad's back in the kitchen, acting like everything's fine, but I can tell he's just waiting for me to bring it up. I don't. Instead, I go to my room and start thinking about what I'm actually gonna do. I'm not about to get pushed around again, not after everything. I scroll through some old emails, look at my bank accounts, double check that nothing's been touched. I make a couple notes just in case right before I go to bed. My dad knocks on my door. I don't answer. He tries again, louder. I hear him mutter something and walk away. I just lie there, staring at the ceiling, running through every time he's tried to pull this for the family crap. I'm done playing along. If he wants a fight, he's gonna get one. I can already tell this isn't over. Not even close. Update 1. So I wasn't even supposed to go to this BBQ, TBH. My mom kept texting, just the usual, you never come to stuff, your cousins miss you, can you please just show up for once? That kind of guilt trip. I almost bailed, but I figured if I didn't, she'd just keep at it for weeks. I show up late, whatever, wearing the same shirt I wore the last time because I know no one actually notices. Except Javier, who always points out dumb stuff like that, but whatever. First weird thing is, when I get there, everyone's already outside except my dad. He's inside, on the phone, door half open, pacing back and forth. I can hear him but can't make out words, just this harsh tone. My uncle Caesar is at the grill, and he barely even nods, which is off, because he's usually the first to make some joke about me being a city boy or whatever. Not even that, just a nod, and back to the burgers. The whole vibe is off, like I sit down and even Gabriella, my cousin, she's always been chill, is acting weird. She keeps glancing at my phone when I text, and when I get up to get a drink, she asks if I'm okay. I just shrug it off. I know something's up, but I'm not going to give them the satisfaction. Food's barely on the table before the comments start. My Aunt Shirley says something about family pulling together in hard times. My mom keeps giving me these sidelong looks like she wants me to say something. I just keep eating, scroll through my phone, try not to look up. Then my dad comes out, sits down like he's about to make a toast, but instead he just says, I hope everyone's ready to talk about what's really going on. Silence. No one even touches their food. Then he goes on this rant about how some people in the family are putting themselves above everyone else, refusing to help, sacrificing nothing. He doesn't say my name, but literally everyone's looking at. I just stare at my plate. Caesar jumps in, starts going off about how he's lost so much for this family and how the younger generation just doesn't get it. Everyone's piling on. My cousin Lydia, who I thought was neutral, suddenly says I'm letting the business die and it's not what grandma wanted. Even my mom chimes in, not loud but enough, like, you could really help, it wouldn't be so hard for you. I barely even answer, just say I'm not getting into it, but that doesn't stop them. After that, it just builds. People talking over each other saying I'm being selfish, how I don't care about anyone but myself, how I'm stealing from my own family. Uncle Caesar throws down his fork, actually stands up and points at me, says I'm a traitor, and if I don't help, I should just leave. I tell him to chill out, but he gets in my face, real close. I stand up because I'm not about to just sit there and take it. My dad stands up too, blocks the side yard like he thinks I'm gonna bolt. Gabriella tries to say something but gets talked over. People are crowding around, not letting me get to the gate. Someone grabs my sleeve. I shake them off, but then Caesar actually grabs my arm hard. I pull away, tell him to back off, but he doesn't. My dad's yelling about how I'm tearing the family apart. My aunt's telling me I'll regret this. My mom starts crying, just sitting at the table, not even getting up. My keys are in my hand the whole time because I knew this was going to get ugly. Caesar lunges, tries to snatch them, but I yank my hand back. I shove him, not hard, but enough that he lets go, and he stumbles back. My dad blocks the driveway, but I just walk right past him. He tries to grab my shoulder, but I shrug him off, and he actually slaps the side mirror on my car. I get in, lock the door, just sit there for a sec while everyone's yelling. I see Gabriella in the window. She looks like she wants to say something, but she just turns away. I start the car, back out slow, and drive off. They're all still in the yard, yelling after me. I drive around for a while just to clear my head. Check my phone. Got like 7 missed calls from my dad, 3 from my mom, a couple from random numbers I don't even have saved. Even Javier texts, asking if I'm proud of myself. Deadass? I just laugh. I'm not even mad, just tired. I know this is only going to get messier. When I get home, I see my mom's text. She says I should come back and talk it out, that everyone's just upset. I don't even answer. I'm done trying to explain myself to people who already decided I'm the villain. I check my bank account just for peace of mind and start thinking about what I can actually do to make this stop. I'm not going to let them push me around, not after tonight. They want to play hardball? Fine. I'm about to show them exactly what happens when you treat me like the family ATM and then act surprised when I close the vault. I get a DM from Lydia. Just says, I hope you're happy. I stare at it for a second, then just swipe it away. I know what my next move is, and they're not going to like it. Not at all. Update 2. Woke up the next morning after that BBQ, and for the first time in months, I just sat there in my car for like 20 minutes. Not even starting it, just scrolling through old texts and notes, looking at all the stuff my name is on. Half the family doesn't even remember the paperwork I signed for them over the years, or how I co-signed on stuff, or the favors I did because they said it was easier if I handled it. I think they all just assumed I'd roll over again, same as always. Not this time. So, I start making a list on my phone, like actually listing everything that's got my name attached. Joint accounts, credit stuff, the dumb little supply contract Dad talked me into co-signing last year because he said it would help the family get a better rate. It's all there, just sitting in my notes app, and I'm realizing I can do something they legit never thought I'd do. First thing I do is go to the bank. Not dramatic, just walk in. Headphones in, wait in line behind some guy making a scene about ATM fees. When it's my turn, I tell them I want to remove myself from every joint account. The lady at the desk asks if I'm sure, says that could cause issues for the other account holder. I tell her, yeah, I'm sure. She looks at me for a second like she wants to ask more, but just types it in. Then I call the family's friend who handles their paperwork. Not even a lawyer, just some guy who files forms. But he's always acted like he's doing me a favor. I tell him I want everything in writing. No one gets to use my name for anything else. No more verbal, yeah, that's fine. He says I'm being dramatic, but I just keep repeating myself until he gives up and says he'll email me stuff to sign. I don't say anything to anyone at home. I just go upstairs, throw my jacket on a chair, and eat lunch. My dad walks past me twice, doesn't say anything, just slams a cupboard and calls someone. I can hear his voice through the wall, loud. I know he's trying to get someone on his side, probably Caesar or Javier, but I don't care. I go through my phone, find the number for the supply company that still got that contract with my name on it. I email them, short and direct. Say, do not process any new orders unless I personally sign off. CC to contact I know there, not a friend, just a guy who likes invoices done right. He replies a few hours later, says, okay, will do. By that night, I'm getting calls. First my dad, then my uncle, then my mom, then cousin Lydia, who I haven't talked to since she called me a thief at the BBBQ. I ignore every call. I'm not even mad, just done. I get up and make coffee, turn the news on, scroll Twitter. I start getting texts. First it's call me back, then it's this is serious. Then it's all caps. I screenshot a few, just for the record. Next day, Dad's in a mood. He's stomping around, calls Mom into the kitchen, starts yelling about how someone is sabotaging everything, how the business can't get new orders processed, how some supplier called to say they need my signature for stuff. Mom's just nodding, but I can see she's stressed. She tries to get me to talk to Dad. Says maybe I can help smooth things over. I tell her I'm not getting involved, and she sighs. Says she wishes I could just let things go. I just walk out. Day after, things start cracking. Dad gets a letter from the bank. Accounts in review. Can't make withdrawals until the new account holder is confirmed. He slams the door so hard the picture in the hallway falls off. He blames me, obviously, but I just say I followed the rules. Caesar calls me. Says I've destroyed everything, that I'll regret it, that the family will never forgive me. I tell him I'm not discussing anything over the phone. If he wants to talk, he can send it in writing. He hangs up, slams the phone. I can hear it through the line. The group chat, the family one, not the real one with my friends, lights up. Everyone's blaming me, saying I let Grandma down, how I'm ruining lives. They CC me in on everything, like I'm gonna read their guilt essays. I mute the chat. Next step, I double-check my name isn't anywhere else that matters. Utilities, insurance, all that. I find out Dad put my name down as a backup contact for some account, so I call and get it changed. The person on the phone asks why. I just say family stuff. She laughs, says she gets it. By the fourth day, it's a mess. Dad's losing it. Calls aren't going through, suppliers are holding shipments. The business is stuck because no one else knows how to handle the paperwork I used to do. People are texting me nonstop, begging me to just fix it. Come back, sign something, anything. I ignore it all. I go for a run, come back, see like 12 missed calls. Gabriella sends me a message, says Grandma would have wanted us to stick together, but she gets it if I need distance. At least she's real about it. Everyone else is just angry or acting like I'm ruining their lives on purpose. Maybe I am. At this point, I don't even care. Later, Mom tries to talk to me again, says Dad's not himself, says things are falling apart. I tell her I'm just protecting what's mine. She gets quiet, then walks out. I hear her crying downstairs, but I don't go down. I'm not apologizing for this. That night, I hear Dad on the phone again, yelling at someone saying, I've sabotaged the family's future. It's almost funny, if it wasn't so pathetic. He's never understood that I don't owe him anything, not after everything he's done. He's only ever seen me as a tool, something to use when things get hard. Now he knows what happens when the tool says no. I go to bed early, phone on, do not disturb. I'm not worried about what comes next. I know they're desperate, and I'm not even close to done. Final update. So I thought the group chat spam and the phone calls were going to be the end of it. Like maybe they'd get tired, move on, find some other family drama to obsess over. But nah, turns out the opposite. People just get louder when they think they're losing control. It's like a switch flipped after that last round of ignored calls. I start getting texts from people I haven't seen since high school, weirdly polite, asking if everything's okay at home. At first, I'm just annoyed, but then I get a DM from this guy I know who lives a few blocks away, and he's like, your dad's out front wearing boxers, yelling at the trash guys. I laugh, but then he sends a pic. Bro was not lying. I drive by later just to see it for myself, not even sure why. Curiosity, or maybe I just want to see how far they'll go before they realize I'm not bluffing. I keep my hoodie up, drive slow, don't even park. My dad's out in the yard. Boxers, no shirt, face red, just pacing and talking to anyone who'll listen. I see two neighbors watching from across the street, pretending to check their mail. My mom's sitting on the grass, knees pulled up, just blank. Someone says something and Dad just starts yelling louder, arms waving, pointing at the house, the street. Me, I guess he spotted the car, but I don't slow down. The whole scene is so surreal, I almost want to roll down the window and say something, but I keep driving. Phone starts blowing up again like full-on notification hell. Missed calls, voicemails, texts, even a couple emails. The voicemails are wild. My uncle yelling, my dad's voice all cracked and desperate, my mom crying in the background, cousin Lydia just repeating my name like I'm supposed to feel bad. I play one just to hear what they'll say. It's my dad, his voice is shaking. Says I need to pick up. Says I've ruined everything. Says he'll do anything if I'd just come fix it. I delete it without listening to the end. I get home and sit in the car for a minute. I'm not mad. Not even satisfied TBH, just done. It's weird how fast people flip from calling you a traitor to begging you to save them. The same people who tried to corner me at that barbecue, now acting like I'm their only hope. I scroll through the messages. There's one from Gabriella. Just says, please, Jensen. I know you're mad, but we can't do this without you. She always was the one who tried to play peacemaker, but even now I'm not biting. By lunch, I've got 16 missed calls. I go out for a walk, leave my phone at home, just to get some peace. When I come back, there's 3 voicemails from my mom, all basically the same. Crying, saying dad's not himself, saying she doesn't know what to do, saying she's sorry. I don't reply. I put on some music, grab a snack, think about what I want for dinner. Normal stuff. I hear a car pull up outside, but I don't check. I know it's not for me. Later, I get a text from Javier. He says, just pick up, man. You're being a jerk. I leave him on read. Caesar calls, and when I don't answer, he just starts spamming. All caps. Says I'm stealing the family's future. Says he'll tell everyone what I did. I mute him. Gabriella texts again. Just a heart. I don't respond. Next morning, my neighbor knocks on my door. She says she's sorry to bother me, but my parents are making a scene and it's getting weird. I thank her, say, I'll take care of it. I walk outside, but I don't go over. I just stand there for a minute, watching my dad throw a folding chair into the street and yell at another neighbor. He sees me and stops for a second, like he wants to say something, then goes back to yelling. My mom's on the lawn, head in her hands. I turn around and go back inside. I get a call from the supply company later, the one I emailed about the contracts. They say they're holding everything until my signature comes through, just following procedure. I say, that's fine. I know that means the business is basically dead in the water, but I'm not about to fix it for them. If they want to scream about stolen futures, let them. The rest of the day is just noise. Calls, texts, even a Facebook message from an old family friend asking if I'm okay. I ignore it all. I order takeout, play some games, watch a show. Every time my phone buzzes, I just swipe it away. The last voicemail I listened to is from my dad. He's not yelling anymore, just tired. Says he's sorry, says he needs me. Voice all shaky. My mom cries in the background. I put the phone down, go outside, sit on the steps. I think about calling them back just for a second, but I don't. I know if I do, I'll just end up right back where I started, signing things over, letting them use me. I'm not doing it. They can keep screaming, begging, blaming me for everything. I'm not their safety net anymore. Let them figure it out themselves. And yeah, maybe this makes me the villain in their story. I honestly don't care. I did what I had to do. And after all the years of being nothing but a wallet to them, it's about time they felt what real consequences look like. So yeah, that's where it's at. Dad's in his boxers, mom's on the lawn, the whole family's melting down in real time. And me? I'm just letting the phone ring.